Welcome to another Finche podcast.
Welcome to another Pinche podcast. I have a guest today from Krazy Vatos out there in Atlanta. How you doing?
¿Qué tranza? What's up, everybody? Here on Lalo with the Crazy Vatos in Atlanta.
How you doing? So, getting ready for your show.
Simon. It's our show coming up the 23rd, el
Ni-
domingo. Yeah, el domingo.
Nice. Now, you've been doing this show for a few years now, haven't you?
Yeah, I think coming up on like 10 years of doing the show.
Mhm. And so, are you? So mainly the promoting a show and everything like that. Kind of want to get your insight, a little bit of how it is to get everything kind of moving and booking everything and stuff like that. I mean, you obviously, so you is this the only show that you do right now, or
Yeah, this is the only one. I have enough with this one. Really, it's like a whole year worth of work just
yeah,
to do one show. It takes a lot of time, takes a lot of stress, and yeah, that's why this is like the only one.
yeah. The well, once again, I want to well, before we kind of get into it, also want to thank you for your time. I know we're a little behind, had some technical difficulties, but here we are. um Tell us about the lowrider scene out there where you're at in Atlanta.
Um, it's really hard, to be honest. I'm pretty sure like everybody goes through the same thing, like on each state,
Yeah.
where we try to keep it together and united, and it's just really hard, Um, but I feel like over here is like twice as hard because we're just way over here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Way on the other side of the states, and it's just really hard, we've been trying to keep it alive,
Mm,
for the love of the culture, of the lowriders, and that's why I keep doing it.
yeah.
It's never been it's never been about the money, and it's never been about the cloud, the
Yeah.
I mean the fame. Um, and there has been shows where I come up even. Sometimes I lose
Mm,
couple thousand. Sometimes we make a couple thousand. Um, but it's never been about a business, basically, and that's why I keep going for so many years,
yeah.
because it was never of oh, if I don't make money this year, then I'm done. It was always,
Exactly.
or it's always been for the love of the culture.
And with that being said, I think there's a misconception, right? I mean, I don't know. Do you guys? I have not been out there for your event yet, but the venue and everything. Like sometimes they think because you keep having the event, you're making like more money. They want to change how much security and all that. Like when every year it just changes different. Like they expect more from you, or when you're just trying to just keep it consistent. Is a challenge dealing with everybody, just the expectations of like what raising the price or changing the venue or stuff like that. Does that affect you on a yearly basis?
It affects the show for sure, because obviously, depending on the venue, it's pretty much how much we're gonna charge for
Mm,
the registrations of the cars, or the people that just go over there just to look at the show, look at the cars, look at the concert. The venue has a lot to do with it, because if I spend 5,000 on a venue,
mm,
versus spending 40 to 50,000 on another venue, obviously
yeah,
I need to try to at least make the money to pay for that. So it does affect the show, but at the end of the day, whoever supports the movement and really has love for this, um,
yeah,
they're gonna go regardless of the venue, and regardless of how much they have to pay to get into the show.
yeah,
And I always try to improve on the show. You know, like improve, get a better venue, get a better entertainment, like better artists and stuff like that for the people that actually love the show and are waiting for our show every year.
Mm.
Um, but like I said, it depends on the venue basically.
And then can you tell us a little bit about some of the artists that you're gonna have performing at your show?
This year, we bring in Don Diablo from San Diego. I don't know if you heard of him. Um, he used to do a lot of music with, or he's done music back then with Mr. Shadow and El Tecolote, Little Rob back then, and and the
Yeah,
city of San Diego. He's like one of the first ones, and he's a really good friend of mine. And he's been
nice,
coming to this show since 2017. He's here every year.
nice.
Mm, we also have Little Rob um, and MC Magic.
Oh, nice.
Hmm.
Do you feel that when you look for the entertainment for your event, and I know because you guys are where you're at over there in that area, is it mandatory that you get the West Coast, like West Coast entertainment, because people want to see? I mean, we you look at the lowrider culture, a lot of it, everything kind of is focused over here in California, right?
Right. Yeah.
So to grab and get people's attention over there, you have to bring some of those artists in. And
Well, the thing of it is, like, there's a lot of Chicanos here that
mm,
have moved from the West Coast to here. You
yes,
know, there's a lot of them. Um, I used to live in Los Angeles myself back in the '90s,
mhm,
but I was born in Guanajuato, Mexico. But that's kind of where I fall in love with the lowrider uh, movement and culture
yeah,
and everything out in LA. I used to live in Carson, California.
nice,
Um, and just like I did, that I moved from LA to Atlanta.
hmm,
You just see, like, it was like a whole wave of people that moved here,
yeah,
and they still here. You know, they have their lives here now, and and that's the people that they love when we bring the people from the West Coast, like MC Magic, Little Rob,
mhm,
uh, Mr. Shadow, Kid Frost has been in my shows. Aquid, pretty much all the people from over there.
yeah,
Um, if you put together all the people that have moved from over there that actually likes that music, with all the other new generation that have
yeah,
heard that music too, when you put it together, then that's kind of the people that we get to our shows.
nice. Well, I mean, with anything with low riding, I think it's across the board nostalgia. I mean, people
Yeah,
always
yeah, there you go.
remember, yeah,
That's
they
the
want to
word.
remember back in the day. I mean, I don't know, it's like low riding mentally. I think low riding, a lot of it is back in the day, like that's the mentality, right?
Mhm.
And we celebrate that part, right? Because that's when we grew up. Being a youngster, now you're more invested in your cars and you're going to show or and stuff like that. But then there's probably also people out there that do remember, like, low riding in California, Arizona, stuff like that, that live out there now. But maybe they don't even have a low rider, but they're gonna go, oh, there's a show and they're gonna have these
Exactly.
artists and we're gonna go see these cars. I remember when I used to do that back in the day. That
Yeah,
that's
or
what.
people that used to go to the shows out in the West Coast. Now we bring in their or those car shows to the East Coast, and
Yeah,
that's mainly who we do in the car
yeah,
shows. The people that used to live over there and used to go to the shows over there, or like you said, they used to have cars, or used to be involved in the lowrider movement somehow.
yeah. And I mean, and well, obviously, there's people that've been over there for a while and years, and then their kids, they raise their kids, and you. One of the things I think with the different car shows in the different cities and states is that you do have those people that were once somewhere else or moved somewhere else, and some people, yeah, they're homegrown there, but they talk about these events, they talk about these shows, they tell their kids about this and that back in the day, the cars
Yeah.
and everything, and having a show in where you're at, it just gives those people the opportunity to go, hey, look, come here, this is what I've been telling you about, or these are the cars, or and stuff like that. And I think that's how you bring in the new generation, the culture. That's what why the car shows are important, to grab attention from people, and in the community out there in that area.
Yeah, yeah, and then yeah, there's a lot of people that are building a car with their dad, or or a lowrider
Mm.
bike, or you name it, and you can see them at the shows, enjoying the shows,
Yeah.
showing up what they've been working on, and that's the people that we want there. Is our
Yeah.
shows have always been 100% family events.
Mhm.
Where you can bring your kids, and there's thank God we haven't had a single fight or a single drama going on our shows. It's always people that is there to enjoy it.
Yeah, that's a good thing too. The So what else do you have planned? I think I saw a flyer. You guys have your pre-hop, or is it the night before, or
Yeah, the Saturday the 22nd is the moving the rolling to the show
yeah,
in the morning, and so that day at night, like things like around 7 p.m. or something like that, we do like a little pre-hop get together, but there's nobody competing on the hop. There's just usually I get a couple of hoppers that show up
yeah.
just to hop for the people to see the hoppers. There's no, you don't hear all that shit talking that they usually do at the hops. It's more of
It's more for fun. Yeah,
hopping for the people basically. There's nobody's talking shit to nobody. It's more of showing what the hoppers do for the people that's there.
and on average, like what kind of people come from different areas out there. Where do you like get most like people that bring their cars from, like that are not
Well, here
locally in that area?
here in Atlanta, obviously the people from Atlanta. The thing about in Atlanta is the city is just spread out,
Hmm.
and everything's like far. Like
Yeah,
there's like little cities around Atlanta where everybody lives, and it's just spread out. But besides the people that live here, we get people from Florida, from North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, basically the states that are around
yeah,
Georgia. We get people from there. There's a few people coming from Texas, um,
nice,
Louisiana. So we get people from around the states here
nice.
that
And
bring their cars.
is so on your event, is it indoor, outdoor,
It's it's
outdoor,
it's completely indoor.
completely
At
indoor?
the Georgia International Convention Center this year.
Oh, okay.
Last year I was at the Georgia Fairgrounds, which
Hmm.
it was outdoors, and we were using that. They have like a big covered arena, so
Uh-huh.
we were like that was like an in out type of deal.
Yeah.
But unfortunately we couldn't use it this year because they were already booked. So I had to.
Okay.
But it was. I mean, it's this is better for the people because here in Atlanta is the summertime is really hot. It's really humid, and it's the car shows are really tough to be outside. So being inside, people's gonna like it.
Yeah. Well, one of the things I like to ask with the promoters, there's a lot of things behind the scene. I mean, obviously, there's always somebody in the community or out there, and they're always gonna be like, "Oh, I can do it," or "I can do it better," or blah blah blah. And one of the things behind the scenes that you have to deal with that people don't understand, is there something like you can give me like an example of something behind the scenes with throwing a show that just people don't see in all the effort you have to do with having this event?
There's a lot. I mean, again, it's really hard to put everybody together and
Mhm.
unite them as a community of lowriders. It's always um, there's always somebody that has something to say,
Yeah.
which instead of the way I see it, instead of helping these these events, not just my event, but everybody that does something here in Atlanta. It's just
Yeah.
you have to go against people that for some reason don't like you or don't like somebody that you're friends with. It's just like I said, it's the same thing that's everywhere.
Yeah.
That's not just on my shows. It's everybody that does a show. There's always somebody that is not gonna go because of certain drama or
Yeah.
some shit. So we all get it. We all at myself in my club, uh, I try to go to every single one of the events, regardless if I know that they have something to say about me or my guys. I'm still there supporting. That's
Yeah.
the only thing that I see, that I do different.
Yeah.
I'm always on every single lowrider event, and knowing that they might be people that I'm supporting, that they're not gonna show up to my show.
Yeah. Because you gotta
I've
support
been
the
doing it,
community as a whole.
yeah, and I've been doing it for so many years where I already know, and I don't
Yeah.
lose, I don't pay attention to it. Basically, I just have to do what I have to do.
Yeah. So the like getting the venue and everything like that. I mean, I always tell people like the promoters that are putting up uh the money to get all indoor event. We all know that's the most expensive way to go, right? You
Hmm.
know, and like I've even explained this to people what like because I work a lot with different promoters and I was amazed when they show like they pay for I mean you have to they charge you for how long they run the air conditioning, the lights. It's all in the contract and it's by hour.
It gets super expensive. Is something that people don't realize how hard it is to basically they have a whole list of rules,
Mm,
besides what they're charging you. You have to you know make sure that you can provide everything that they want, and it's really hard.
yeah. The yeah, like I said, there's so much behind and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this podcast with people doing, doing the events, the actual people that are putting it together, that are spending the money, that are putting in the footwork because there's always an assumption, for people to think that it's just that easy or all it takes is this or that. And you got to put up a lot of this, you got to put up the deposit and everything up front. You got to book it like almost what they give you like about a year in advance, 6 months in advance. I mean, you got
They the I mean, at least the one that I got this year, you have to um do half deposit on the spot, and then if I'm not mistaken, it's like a month before the event. That's when you have to pay them the rest.
yeah. So I
But then,
mean, yeah,
like you said, they have to add the security, the staff, um, the paramedics, the fire marshals. It's just a whole list of things that you have to get. You have to obviously get insurance for the
mm,
for the and it's just a whole list. Can go on telling you how much stuff you actually need.
oh yeah, no, and it's like, and then people sometimes realize, well, an indoor event, you don't have control over concessions, so then they're like, well, it's so expensive to eat there, but when it's all indoor, they control that. You don't get a cut from the
You don't
concession.
get a single dime out of the food or drinks, because that's their stuff.
Yeah, and that's why they're strict about like I don't know, but all indoors usually the day of the show or whatever they don't let you bring ice chairs, they don't let you bring your own
No, you
stuff.
can't. You can't bring nothing in there because they want you to buy their stuff.
Absolutely.
But it's part of their business. Just-
Yeah, exactly.
And
And
when
and
I do it, like when I did it last year at the fairgrounds, I was able to bring like a lot of taco trucks and people selling tacos and the stuff that we actually like to eat.
yeah.
And it's a little different when you do it outside. Like you have some pros and some cons, obviously, of doing it in and out.
And well, so with that being said, like what do you feel? I mean, what are the best pros and cons? What are the thing about indoor, outdoor, and all indoor or outdoor events?
Well, being outside, like I said, you're able to bring a lot more things that we as Mexicans or Chicanos like.
Mm,
like the taco trucks, the ice cream guy, the people that selling like, you know, um, just Mexican snacks, like the
Yeah.
elote and all the stuff that we like, aguas frescas.
Yeah.
That's the good thing of doing it outside because you can literally bring just whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you have to deal with the heat. If it rains, it's just that's what it's not good when you do it on outside. But when you do it inside, it doesn't matter if it's hot or if it's cold, if it
Mm.
rains. You're in there and you're comfortable, but you don't have the good stuff that we usually like.
Yeah. Do you think that? So yeah. So doing an all indoor show, it takes the risk of the weather causing an issue.
Yeah.
And I think that's I think that's kind of like where I've seen the trend is it's like we want all indoor, all indoor, all indoor. It does limit though the amount of vehicles and stuff that you get.
It does. Yeah, it does, and it gives you a whole another day of work because you have to set everything up the day before.
Mhm.
And usually when you do the show outside, is everything is one day.
Yeah.
Everybody needs to get there in the morning, set up, and the show's over around 6 or 7, and everybody's out. And
Yeah.
on the ones on the big convention centers, you need 2 days to one to set it up, and then the next one to do the show.
Yeah, it's always interesting too because I know it takes a day. It takes about the day to move everything in, get the vendors in. You still probably have a couple of room for vendors that come in the day of, if you're lucky, in the
Yeah,
morning before the show actually starts. The catch is that everybody gets in there with a day advance to set up and everything else, and then the hard part is actually getting out of that building because you leave in the same day, one day,
yeah,
less than a couple
yeah.
hours even.
It's a mess getting out. It's because now everybody's on a hurry to leave,
Yeah,
and
yeah, it's a long
I don't
day.
know how I don't know how we do it, but everybody so we all they find a way to bring some beers
Yeah.
and stuff. So everybody at the end of the show, everybody's a little happy, and it gets a little complicated.
Oh yeah, well yeah, because you're walking around all day, you're socializing all day. I think one of the funniest things I ever see at the show is the people that are passed out. Usually either in their car, or they're sitting on a chair, and
Yeah,
they've been there since 6 in the morning detailing the car or whatever it may be, and you got the kids passed out and the seat. Sometimes
yeah,
I even when I've done shows where like it's kind of later in the day and I go to walk around, take some more pictures, and then there's people sleeping in their cars.
yeah. They're just waiting for the show to be over to leave. But some of these people have been drinking since the day before when they get in their cars ready, or what I mean. It's
Yeah,
That's usually the people that you're gonna see there just passed out
that's
at the show.
done. They're done. Well, yeah, it is it's the thing is you really have to be in love with this lifestyle because there's a lot of work. Not just showing your car, but I mean in general when you bring in these cars, you have to have you have to have somebody that's designated to park the cars, set up the cars, tell them where they're gonna go. Then once they're in, then they start setting up, cleaning their cars, wiping it down if they haven't done that already. So you're constantly moving people around in there on moving day. I've watched it, I've
Yeah,
helped with it, I've been involved with other events and but you know what? I think that's some of the coolest stuff to see, all the hard work and how many people have all their family there, wives and everything else.
yeah. It's a whole job. It's a whole job, man. Takes a lot of time. It takes a lot of, it takes a lot of love, really, because if you don't have the love, you're like, man, hell no, I ain't doing that, again.
Yeah.
But
And then you have Yeah, and then I think you have different sponsors and everything like that. Um, do you is it primarily the same sponsors, or you constantly have to like reach out to other people and network, try to figure out other people that are going to be involved to help you with your event?
it's really hard to get sponsors for these shows. At least over here, I
Mhm.
don't know, if out in the West Coast is easier, but here it's really hard. Um, I can honestly tell you, I have, man, probably one or two sponsors that
Mhm.
help me with a little bit of money, But other than that, it's just me, basically us doing it.
Yeah.
Um, we try to reach out to companies like O'Reilly's or names like that for years,
Mm,
and they just, nobody's interested in it. It's really hard to get the sponsors. Um, we get a little bit of money out of the vendors,
mm,
you to set up for so they can sell their merch. People that sell T-shirts and car parts,
yeah.
toys, stuff like that. But sponsors, zero to nothing, to be honest.
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes I've said this before. I'm my biggest sponsor, because you're paying out of pocket, right?
Yeah, yeah, but,
You know, the with with everything with promoting and everything else like that. You I see you reach out to like different models that are not from the area and stuff like that. Do you um they help network? I mean, you have different people there, like your like the artists and everything else that you bring in. Is it just like a goal just to find different people, or is it more the consistent same people that have
well,
showed up for you?
it's, well, because of the I try to bring what the people that's involved in it. You know what I mean?
Mhm,
Um, Candy and Chrome, I actually know her because of you.
mhm.
I think the first one who started taking pictures of her on your photo shoots and stuff,
Okay.
and that's how we find out of her. But that's someone that does lowrider stuff.
Yeah,
Same thing with Georgia. She's not just a model; like she actually does the lowrider thing.
yeah,
And that's why I think for the last 3 or 4 years, those are the main models that we try to always have on our shows. Sometimes it
yeah.
doesn't work because they already booked somewhere
Mhm.
else or whatever. But as far as models, those are the main two that we try to have in our show. But not because not just because they're models, but because they're actually low
Yeah,
riders too. They in
exactly.
it because they actually love this too. And the way I think is everybody that's in the lowrider movement. I think those are the two models that people want to see.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. They have a very, um, I say diverse and fan base, and you're gonna get a lot of attention because right now they are very up. They're up there with when it comes down to the model scene. As
Yeah, and if you pay attention to the shows there on every big show, every big lowrider show, those are the
that is
models that are there. So that's why you know if I want to name our show the Atlanta Lowrider Super Show, I have to make sure that I bring the
the top.
yeah the top options for everything, artists and models, and
Yeah,
obviously cars, which is it's a little harder to get, but
yeah.
that's
The
kind of the plan.
with like you were saying, a booking. The so you
But
have your show
for
around the same.
Candy, I think Candy is um like I said, we know her because of your
Mhm.
content that you were shooting. So I
Yeah.
think you had a lot to do with Candy being out. My opinion.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, no, we work together whenever we, cross paths. If not, we personally know we're going to be at the same events and stuff like that, and it's great. It's great. The
Another thing is like both of them are very professional,
Yes,
in what they
absolutely,
do. So
that is true. Um, so what I was saying was your dates for your show. You try to keep it consistently within the same weekend, the month. I know sometimes it changes based on the venue availability.
right.
What kind of research do you do for that when it comes down to like other events and events around that same time when you're, you know.
We kind of respect everybody's month. To be honest, like
Mhm.
I kind of already know who does what on around what time on the year,
Yeah.
and I'm always if it's either May or June
Mhm.
when I try to get my dates. Again, depending on the venue, if the dates are available or not.
Yeah.
But
So
yeah,
yeah, that's
everybody has their time basically.
yeah. So it's pretty interesting because I was just actually talking about this with somebody. Uh, the weekend of your show, there's pretty much a show that weekend in several different states. It's pretty interesting, you
Yeah,
know.
that's what I was telling you about the getting the models, and sometimes the days doesn't work. I know Georgia is going to be in West Texas that
Mhm.
weekend, and that's why she couldn't be on our show this year. But and last year, Candy was she was at a picnic with Uso somewhere or
Yeah,
a show, but she was already booked somewhere else. So yeah, but it's you get them like that.
yeah,
Actually, up north in Ohio, there's you know Pinky, right?
yeah, yeah.
He has his event going on that Saturday too. So
Oh, they're hop. Yeah, that's right.
yeah, mhm.
That's right. Yeah, it's like I said. Yeah, because I've seen I put some of the flyers up. I've started putting them up on my website, and when I put up the events, usually it's save the date, and then it's kind of hard to keep up sometimes because then some people do move their events sometimes. But for the most part, I keep the all the show flyers on a page on my website so people can get the dates together because it's one of the biggest things anybody ever says is like how do you know when these events are happening, and the thing
Yeah,
is that if you're not in the loop you have to go look, and if you're not on social media, well then you need a place like what like a website. But the thing that I try to remind people, because I get this out here, even out here in California, there'll be somebody be like, hey, when was that one show? That was yesterday, like literally. Like it was yesterday. Oh, when they're gonna do it again? Next year.
yeah,
You know what I mean? So it's like, and it's one of those things where, yeah, not everybody's in social media, not everybody's online all the time, or whatever it may be. We don't nowadays. A lot of people don't put stuff in newspapers anymore and stuff like that. But I think that when you realize that certain events happen in the month, and for me, because I'm always at the events and I pay attention to everybody's event as best as I can, even if I don't make it, is that you know it's going to happen around this time. Like it's
yeah,
always going to happen this, like the third week of this month or the second week of this month or whatever it may be. I know a lot of promoters, they just really trying to keep it consistently in the same around same time so everybody knows when to plan for it.
yeah. Mhm. Yeah, everybody like I said, kind of everybody has their time where they know their show is going to be around this this date
Mhm.
within within a couple of weeks, but it's always kind of around the same time every year.
Yeah. So that, I mean, like I said, if you're if you're interested in the lowrider world, you start understanding that these guys, these people are having their show. Then, and trying to get out to different events out of state is a lot for me. But I'm always looking at something. I want to try to go here. I want to try to go there. And it's hard to keep up
Yeah,
sometimes.
you were here last year, no, for Obsessions
I
Fest, I
was
think.
I was there in October. Actually, it was really nice out there. It was
Yeah,
very
yeah,
beautiful.
yeah. That's the good weather, man. You need to come over here in the summer so you can feel the heat of Atlanta.
I don't know if I want to do that.
Yeah.
the
It's just really humid. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
you get out of your car and you're already sweating. You're not
Yeah.
even walking. You're already, you know.
When I was 13, I went to Florida, and it was like 90 degrees, pouring rain. So yeah,
Yeah,
I feel that. I remember that very very good.
yeah. It's pretty similar to the weather in Florida.
So tell me, when somebody that's never been to your show before, when they walk in, what are they going to experience? What are they going to see?
I mean, obviously, the lowriders, they're gonna be there on display, and a bunch of vendors. There's vendors that come from New York.
Mm,
Um, I think there's people coming from Texas that sell all these little stuff that we like the homies, the lowrider toys, um, and the kids love that.
yeah,
Obviously, you're gonna see the lowrider bikes, the pedal cars, customized and stuff, and the main attraction is always the artist. The concert that comes with the show,
yeah,
which that's when everybody is kind of enjoying it the most because some of them go there. Oh, someone else that's gonna be at our show is gonna be Jesse Borrego, Crucito from Blood and Blood Out.
Oh, okay, nice.
So a lot of people come to see him to take the picture with him, get a shirt or
So he's
poster.
coming from Texas, right? Because he's out of Texas.
He lives in San Antonio, yeah.
Yeah.
And last year we had Miklo,
Okay.
Damian Chapa, yeah. So we try to try to bring s- a lot of stuff that so that the people can actually have something to do at the show,
Oh yeah.
and not just the DJ up there playing music. There's
Yeah.
actually a show going on at our
Nice.
show.
Nice. The so say now the RCs. You guys, are you gonna have a category for the RC lowriders?
I don't. It's not that big out here, to be honest.
No. Yeah,
There's
that's what
you get a. I allow people to bring them in and drive them around and show them off, But I don't think we are that. We're at the point where we actually have can have all that.
yeah.
But I know it's growing. Hopefully next year we can actually work something out. I know a few people reach out, asking about it.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's the next big thing out there right now. And then I'm like, I think people are gonna. It's like I don't know if they're gonna go from custom RC to car, or are they gonna still go to lowrider bike? I'm interested to see how that ends up in the next few years
Yeah,
because of
it's
how
definitely
popular
something
it
new
is.
that I'm seeing on every show that I go, and I think it's growing. I think in a couple of years we're gonna see some crazy stuff with them toys, which we already seeing some
Yeah,
crazy builds on them little things.
they're spending a lot of money. Some of those cars are like 4 grand. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
for real. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's nuts. The so anything else like you want you know the walk in the spectator the car club guy anybody like is there something like you want them to look forward to at your show that that you have expectations to provide or be there something that they you want them to understand that you're I don't know, just basically like what's the benefit and what's the thing you feel that you put out there for your show for that.
I mean, like I said, the entertainment that we bring in, we
Mhm.
hoping for everybody to enjoy it. If there's people that's there to see Little Rob, he's gonna be there, signing autographs and taking pictures. Someone's there just to see MC Magic, same thing. We know he's gonna be there, um, showing love to his fans. Um, Jesse Borrego, Crucito,
Mhm.
it's everything's gonna be there for people to enjoy, and
Yeah,
mainly the families. Hopefully, they can they can feel free to bring their kids and know that it's a family environment and
yeah.
don't worry about nothing but enjoying the show.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And well then it's also going to be all indoors, so you're going to have a nice day to be comfortable inside and walk around and enjoy some lowriders and stuff like that and have some air conditioning.
Yeah, enjoy the AC.
Definitely. Well, it's like I got to get out there one of these years. I really do. I think next year I
Didn't you
have.
tell me that that's your birthday weekend? No.
It is my birthday weekend. I'm actually gonna be in Seattle, but
Okay.
I decided last minute because I changed everything last minute. But yeah, that is my birthday weekend, and so we'll see what happens next year. What exactly dates it
Yeah.
falls.
Hopefully we can make it happen. I know we've talked a couple of times, and
Yeah, the
either either because I was out of budget, but or for some other reasons, but um, I will definitely love to have you at one of our shows doing your thing.
yeah, definitely. The like I said, the next year my goal is to go to events I've never been to. So like I've been invited for a couple of events that I'm already booked. And so I'm like, I think next year I'm gonna go out of my way to go do something different
Okay.
completely. And I'm gonna make my rounds in places I've never been. So we'll see
Well,
what we can.
hopefully Atlanta is one of your stops next year.
Yeah, definitely. I'll put it together and we'll see what we can do. But once again, I appreciate your time. Sorry for the little inconvenience in the beginning. I had computer issues. I don't know
You,
why. Brand new computer, but go figure, right? And and
you, I had to
but
actually, I had to call my wife because I'm not good with the computer. So I was like, "You can't help me out because this thing ain't working." But it was actually you.
yeah, it was yeah something. Yeah, the computer got stuck, and then it wouldn't my sound. It changed my settings, so that's why I didn't even know. Um, but yeah, in general, thank you again. And then, so can you give us the date, the time of your show, and yeah, we'll close with that.
Well, Atlanta Lowrider Super Show, June 23rd, from 11 to 6 p.m. If you guys want to register your cars, the rolling will be Saturday the 22nd, at 9 a.m. Make sure you have less than a quarter of a tank of gas because fire marshals will not let you in if
Yeah,
you have more. So, with that being said, man, I appreciate you for the invite, and
problem.
it was really nice talking to you about the what's going on over here in Atlanta.
That's funny that's like a federal national standard, a quarter tank of gas. A lot of people don't understand that. Like,
Yeah, like like if it's gonna make a difference, if something
yeah,
happens. But
but it's all indoor, and that's what the fire marshal requires. So don't fill up your tank the night
yeah,
before.
yeah. If you do it, make sure you go cruising, bring that thing because they will not let you in, and that's out of our hands. That's fire
Yeah.
marshal rules.
Definitely. Yeah. Like I said, that's just one of the things that you got to, deal with having an all indoor event. And
Mhm.
people have to understand that those are like across the board, like anywhere in the United States. Because everywhere I've ever been to a car show, that's the standing rule. If it's all indoor, quarter tank of gas.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And disconnect your batteries once you're in there.
Yeah. That's another hard one, too, because some people want to run their display. But
Yeah, it's man. I'm telling you, it's just it's a handful of things that we
oh,
have to
yeah.
worry about. But
Definitely, yeah. I mean, like I said, good luck. I know I'm gonna be putting this out pretty quick because I want to make sure this podcast comes out before your event, and so people can find out about it and hear more. Um, and maybe at towards the end of the year, we'll touch base and look back at how everything went. Do
cool,
another one.
I'm down. Just let me know. Make sure your mic is working this time though.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right. Well, once again, I appreciate your time and thank you again for coming on.
Ya está. Desde Atlanta, pinches lowriders. Otro pinche podcast. You already know.
All right.
Pinches Lowriders.